everybody! Welcome in! I hope you've all been having a good day. I slept in this morning. I am sorry my stream is a bit late. I have been having difficulty sleeping lately. Please don't steal my blood! But yeah, I've been having difficulty sleeping lately. And it kind of means that, yeah, I didn't get very good sleep. But it's fine. And so I ended up sleeping in, and then I had to like delay. No, never sleep is not a solution. Believe me, I've tried. Yeah, I hope everyone else has been having a good day. I had a pretty frantic morning, realizing I didn't have as much time as I thought I did. So I ended up just delaying the stream for an hour. So that, yeah. So that I wasn't gonna end up too rushed and panicked, and to let myself calm down a little bit. It is fine. Clara Obscura made you cry a bunch? I so really need to play Clara Obscura. I'm not sure if it's one I'll play on stream or off stream, but it's one I need to play regardless. It looks so good, and so many people have said such good things about it. I desperately do want to play it. It looks so good. It's very, 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 very good. I have one question, though. One important question. Does it have a little fairy? Does it have a little fairy? Because the goodness of a game is capped at a maximum point until it has a cute fairy. Little do people know, that is actually the reason why a lot of people tout Ocarina of Time as being one of the best games. Because it has a little fairy. It does not, but it does have one of the most fake-coded but not fake characters ever. So maybe a half point for that. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10 maximum. Look. Whimsy personified? That's a good start. But it's not a little fairy. I am very tired, by the way, today, so I don't know how long I'm gonna go for. But we'll see. I may have lost track of time last night playing Baldur's Gate 3. That game is very, very lose track of timey. That said, oh wait, no fairies, but what about a hot magic woman who sets everything on fire? I'm here for this. Can she step on me, please? Look, hot women who set everything on fire are my type. You first? Okay. Okay. I'm too much of a bottom to argue. I mean, what? Yeah. I did actually finish the Baldur's Gate 3 mod I was working on. There's still some issues that I'm sure will crop up. I already had some that I fixed earlier today. But yeah. Sometimes you must accept being the bottom. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to update the description of that thing. Oh well, I'll fix that after the stream. Thank you for the pets. I do love me some pets. Yeah, unsurprisingly, I made a class mod for Baldur's Gate 3, which is a Fae-themed class. Oh yeah, and I also have a little thing up now that tells me the that tells me the Twitch redeem requests as they come in. Which means I can properly refund people if they don't work. And stuff like that. I didn't have that set up before, now I do. I've also made some tweaks to my transition thingy again. And I'm hoping that it's not gonna break this time. Because it's had some weird glitchiness every time. First time it was kind of stuttering a lot. Second time it kind of hung in the air at the end of it for some reason. But hopefully it's all good now. And speaking of that, I think I'm gonna head into the video game and we can get started. So just give me 1 second. Hello everybody! Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. Please let me know if the game audio is too loud. This is a friend, and this is my shark corner. Welcome to my shark corner. I call her the Sharkmonger. She is the Sharkmonger. She is the custodian of my sharks. Anyway, we were gonna do the Make It Rain event today. I'm just hopping around my house. I've been getting paranoid lately because I haven't been playing a lot of FF14. I've been getting paranoid about my house getting demolished. So I keep coming back in here every now and then. Just to be sure. Yeah, I should go and do the Make It Rain event. Yeah, and then after that, there is new stuff to do. I might not do it, we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. Otherwise we'll just do some sort of mindless grindy stuff. Let's see where I'm just going. Okay. Make It Rain event's gonna be at the Gold Saucer, right? Usually is. Oh, I have mail, I forgot. That's fine, I still have 1 slot left. Okay, oh, it starts in Ulda. I'll go check that then. I have a micro rover and some orchestrion rolls. I appreciate those, thank you. Oh, my good friend over here. Okay, let me summon my micro rover. Well, now I have to know something. Welcome in! I have to know. Thank you for the melon, I appreciate it. Where is my micro rover? I have to know if they've done a thing. They're painfully cheap on the market board, I am not surprised. That is not where is this? Micro rover, here we go. Miniaturized model of a utility vehicle using the Cosmic Exploration Initiative was produced for the amusement of young children. While it faithfully incorporates all of the functions of the original machine, it can perform various tasks, it lacks the power to move anything beyond pebbles. I am, unfortunately, sad that they did not take the opportunity there to make a reference. They could so easily have made a Moonbase Alpha reference, and they didn't, and I'm sad. It would have been the perfect opportunity. They could have just said something about it having a tendency to list vowels. Someone modded it almost immediately to carry a knife. I am unsurprised, but I approve. Okay, I gotta go to Ulda. Look, we gotta give the Roomba a knife. That's just how it works. Give the Roombas knives. I feel like in our day and age, if a robot uprising is coming, I would rather it happen via Roombas with knives than anything else. You mess with the rover, buddy, it's over. Yeah. You? Yes. You. You get the overreact emote, hells yeah. Roll rumblings. The ebullient citizen can barely contain his enthusiasm for the gold saucer festivities. Fair stranger, did you hear of the sensational gold saucer festivities currently underway? All who participate are entitled to a handsome MGP bonus, not to mention discounts on the bevy prizes. A simply unmissable opportunity, I'm sure you'll agree. What's more, I get that they're hosting special triple triad classes for younglings, all taught by the Cardinal of Cards himself, King Elmer III. Which reminds me, a rather peculiar rumor concerning the king has been circulating recently. My friend Holla works at the Saucer, and by his telling, it's causing much consternation among the staff. Judging by your indomitable gaze and well-worn garb, I'd wager you're an adventurer. If any of this has whet your appetite for intrigue, I suggest you journey to Card Square and speak with Holla directly. I will do just that. Ah, look at me blabbering on. It must be off, for I shan't rest until every old down in this fine city is privy to the gold saucer festivities. Ah, marketing. For the gold sauce. It's like watching a commercial. Hello, I am a citizen just like you. I will advertise to you for the next 5 paragraphs. Yeah, it's like, I'm Commander Shepard and this is my favorite attraction in Eorzea. Wait a second. You're new! Time to spare? I'm planning to challenge King Elmer III, but I thought I'd put my deck through his paces first. How about it? Absolutely. 3 open is turtle. Oh, chaos mode? I hate chaos mode. I'm gonna put you here. And the Warrior of Light. This is my favorite attraction, the Vanderbilt Golden Saucer. Exactly. Let's see. Do that for a bit of strategic nonsense. That. I think this is going to be a tie. Yup. Is it bad I associate the gold sauce music specifically with the concept of breeding after farming to get the chocobo mask? Not at all. That is completely normal. I understand that is a whole thing that I have not done. But I do grind triple triad. I have been trying to get the triple triad mount, but I haven't had much success yet. I think that might have been a poor decision. Yeah. I think I'll use this actually. Yeah, then you flip that. That's okay. So now I can flip Thancred. I win. Did like 3 chocobo races and realized my life was fine without it. Yeah, kind of same. Specifically did it so I could make a chocobo themed gun breaking lamp and start every time you're saying quack. I appreciate the commitment to the bit. I started doing a bit character in this game. I made a character when Endwalker was announced. I made a character named Dr. Eggman with one specific goal. I intended for Dr. Eggman to reach Endwalker for a specific zone so that I could make a particular reference. Unfortunately, I never got any further than actually just making the character. I think this is a tie. Yeah. Like you and your Wolfo outfit, you a woo? You do a woo. You are kind of known for it, if I remember right. I don't know if you are so much anymore, but you definitely were at one point. You are one of the Genova cryptids. I was also one of the Genova cryptids at one point. Very briefly. I was briefly a Genova cryptid known for being a bard who just kind of showed up and played music. Well, that might have been a mistake, but it wasn't. Good. We're good. Okay, we're good. I win. Give me your card. I want your card. Buddy, give me your card. The triple triad addiction is strong. Okay. I actually want you middle. Because you're gonna flip me. But then literally all of my cards can flip you back. So... it's not a problem. Flip you. I will flip both of you. And then I just went. No card. I hate the drop rates in Triple Triad, by the way. I'm going to do the event. Spends an entire stream playing Triple Triad. Look! Unmedicated ADHD. You can do that. Unmedicated ADHD can be like that. I think I want to do this. That's going to be plus. And then I just win. Okay, cool. Come on, give me your drop. I'm still missing all of the Triple Triad cards from people in Shadowbringers. I haven't got around to doing the Shadowbringers side quests, which I kind of need to do for that. I'm getting really unlucky with the placements here. Oh, unfortunate for me. I think I just lose. Yep, I lose. Alright. Your unmedicated mental health problems just make you build ludicrous things in Minecraft or plan out entire D&D dungeons based around your favorite Godzilla monsters? Yeah, I've noticed. But that's fine. People's issues manifest in different ways, and for me it's just being incredibly distractible. Like, unbelievably distractible. This. Heck off! I think that works, yeah, because I get plus. Yeah. I'm very bad with the plus rule. Ah, dang it, I got plus back. Yeah, my ADHD does make me get distracted by shiny things. It's a big problem playing Xenoblade X, actually, because I just constantly get distracted by stuff. Ah. Yeah. Mia's trying to figure out which muscles cause people's weird starts movement quirks at random. A weirdly disturbing hypothetical is caused by a stray thought that turned into some Reddit thread. Yeah, I've seen that type too. That type's not uncommon. It's a thing. If I put that there, that's definitely getting flipped. But it doesn't matter. Because you flip it, but then I don't flip back and I still win. Okay. Yay! Ah, the Holla card. That makes sense. Clearly, there's room for some fine-tuning. Glad I realize this now, rather than big match with the king himself. Appreciate your help. Now I grab this. And I don't have to care anymore. Unless there's more Triple Triad people around. Please tell me there's not more. I'm guessing not, because that gave you the card for the guy in the event. This guy? Doesn't look like it. Okay. You! Back to the event! Okay, if we're talking negative ones, the horrendous OCD intrusive thoughts are pretty good. Yeah, yours can be pretty scary sometimes. Oh, well I never. If it isn't Mistress Miku. It's a pleasure to see you again. I don't remember who you are. Which of our myriad games and entertainments will you be dabbling in today? You came all this way to discuss the rumor with me. touch that you take interest in what must seem like trifling matter. But if you're willing, I'd be ever so grateful for your assistance. Forgive the intrusion. I have no idea who this is. I still have no idea who this is. Oh, this guy. I thought it best I myself inform you of the details. Feels like someone who'd have a drawl. I am King Elmer. While it's not technically royal blood coursing through these veins, my reign over Card Square is absolute. Of all our triple triad playing staff, I am without question the strongest. Alas, an unsavory rumor threatens to topple my metaphorical crown. There are mutterings that the king is no more skilled than a fresh-faced novice. We're not going back there. We're not going back there. I am the final hurdle before fledgling players go on to challenge the realm's best triple triad tacticians. Overcoming my curated strategies is paramount to their future standing. And yet my prowess is called into question. Inconceivable! You could think of a few caves in FF14 that would work? Yeah, me too, but we're not going there. This ordeal has proven rather stressful for King Elmer III. As I'm sure you can appreciate, even the most level-headed among us can unravel during times of crisis. Yeah, R.I.P. Smooth Cave. It's worth noting that our records don't indicate any crushing defeats of the like to blemish his reputation. As far as the gold source is concerned, King Elmer III continues to fulfill his duties with the utmost skill and professionalism. Painstakingly have I honed my skills, analyzing countless techniques, all that I might provide our guests with thrilling experiences. If this rumor is contained, the very meaning of challenging me would be lost. These murmurings affect not just the king himself, but the entirety of Card Square, and all who attest their mettle. Yawn! Sudden yawn. Within its gilded confines. We must act swiftly to ensure they spread no further. Before you arrived, we established that none of our colleagues are the origin of the rumor, but the task remains to find those responsible. Can we count on your aid? Okay, I can do that. Thank you, adventurer. Your assistance is most appreciated. As much as I'd like to help, between my regular duties and teaching the younglings, I simply don't have the time. Please do accept my apologies. I don't know if it's just how I'm voicing this guy, but I don't like it. I propose we split up and question some of the patrons. I shall begin my inquiries in Round Square, which leaves Wonder Square in your capable hands. Okay. Let us reconvene in the Aetheryte Plaza shortly. That I can do. Did I understand correctly that that man's company encouraged activities teaching kids how to gamble and play Magic the Gathering? Correct. This is why I do say, Eat the Rich includes Goblet Mandeville. Although, admittedly, nothing in the gold saucer is actually gambling. Literally nothing in the gold saucer is gambling. Everything you can do here, you gain back more than you pay, regardless of how much, of whether you win or lose. Actually, I think the exception for that might be Triple Triad, so, yeah. I really should get back into Mahjong. I started trying to learn it, and I kind of got the gist, but then kind of stopped, and now I've completely forgotten. But it was pretty fun. Except the passing moments of your life. Too true. That is why I don't deal with gacha games. Hello, gazing patron. Can I get your number, actually? You're kind of cute. The notion that the king is anything but a consummate master of triple triad is preposterous. I don't know he was around here somewhere, though. Where did he go to? Oh, there's an imposter! Sounds pretty sus. You can't talk about gachas. I play AFK Jenny because the designs are cool. Okay. Admittedly, I do play Pokemon TCG Pocket, but I don't play it for money. I don't do money with it. I just like to collect the pretty cards. If you're after the king, I just spotted him here in the square losing around a triple triad. He got absolutely trounced. Must be something going on. Volkswagen 12 face dissertation on the evil and damage of gacha games. You're not wrong. Gacha games are a blight on the gaming industry in a lot of ways. And a lot of the games that people like, and that are gacha, they tend to enjoy despite them being gacha. Like, they would be better games if they weren't gacha, is kind of the deal. But alas. The river must have passed me by, but I just spotted King Emma III striding off toward Event Square. The glimpse of him rowing the saucer. Like it's a gift from the spinner herself. Something seems sussy. I'm pretty sure I saw this guy vent. 100% you can usually see where the good ideas are, but right up against the gacha stuff, yeah. That's the thing, like, I would be much more willing to play things like Zella Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail if they weren't gacha. Because there's a lot about them that looks pretty cool. I mean, okay, there are also other problems with Hoyo and their like company practices and things which I don't agree with. But the gacha is kind of like the final straw in that, right? Ah, adventure. How far is your investigation? There's an imposter. They're sus. Your findings mirror my own. For a blessing, it seems few patrons actually believe the rumor. The sightings of a king wandering around outside Card Square are cause for concern. As far as I'm aware, King Elmer III hasn't left his table. Second king walks among us. We have an imposter on our hands. Gacha games are really just the WoW addiction in this generation's gamers to a point. They're more an extension of that. So, okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about video game history and where this all came from. I apologize for the tangent. You're not wrong. The idea of subscription-based games with quote-unquote microtransactions started with MMOs. The idea being that MMOs can supplement their massive production costs and maintenance costs with an ongoing subscription and cosmetic additions that people can buy for real money. That was the basic idea. And fundamentally, that's not a bad one necessarily. Of course, the way it's utilized now, that money doesn't tend to go back to the development, so it kind of just is there to fund the executives' pockets, which is not good. That's not how that was originally meant to be used. But it really took off with the mobile space, because once mobile gaming became a thing, people realized that folks were not willing to pay a full game's price for a mobile title, because something about the way those games worked and functioned and the way they tended to be more like arcadey meant that people weren't usually willing to shell out a $30 to $50 price tag for a little arcade game, right? And so in order to make the money back, they decided what we'll do is we'll do microtransactions like the MMOs did. We'll add like little additional skins and things. And that then developed to the free-to-play model, which is like, okay, what if we make the game free, but then we put things in there to encourage people to spend money on it? And this then spirals down the route, as capitalism always does, into something horrific and distorted. What then happened from there is it went, okay, we don't actually need everybody to be buying a little bit. We actually make more money if a few people buy a lot. And this is where the whale economy comes in. And this is where you got a swathe of games with very short lifespans, because they were like multiplayer titles where you could buy power. And what tended to happen there was a few people would spend well beyond their means, and it actually caused like serious poverty for a lot of people because it was buying into addiction processes. And effectively people were buying up all the power and lording it out over the people who couldn't afford that for about a month until all those people quit. And then the only people still playing the game were the whales, and thus the games died because no one was paying money anymore. Because the whales lost their fun, which was beating over the non-whales. And so they quit too. Which is why you don't really get that model anymore. No, that moved on to the loot box, otherwise known as the gacha. Starting in the East, which is why it's referred to as a gacha, because it was based on gachapon machines. The idea being, instead of having microtransactions that you just buy a thing you want, why don't we just have you buy effectively a booster pack or like a random pull at a cool reward? And these have been normalized in the East with gachapon machines, hence the name. And so they took off in like China, Japan, places like that very quickly, because they were very similar to systems people were already familiar with. But that then leads to the problem of, you're now gambling. That's just gambling. And then that gets extracted into the West, and now we have this whole nonsense. Where we are effectively making games for children that are filled with gambling. And it's a mess. And now we're getting games that probably shouldn't be using it, because originally, remember, this was for use with mobile games that people were not willing to pay a significant amount for. But now we're seeing it in console titles where people absolutely are willing to shell out $60, $70 for a title. They don't need to be free to play. They are because they make more money that way that the executives can then hoard. That's the idea. And that sucks. Now, there was a time back when these were first being like ported to the West that I believed it was possible to make an ethical loot box machine. And I will explain how and why I don't believe that's true anymore. So, my belief was that the idea behind loot boxes is that they can only work if you can also buy... Yeah, that's exactly the thing. Like, loot boxes... So this was my old argument, which I no longer believe. If you can also buy every item directly with in-store currency, then you effectively have a maximum number of pulls, assuming that every loot box gives you some of that currency, before you can just get whatever item you want. The problem with that is the price has to be reasonable. So like, let's say it costs, I don't know, let's say a loot box is like $1, and an item you want to get is 150 coins. If you get any less than 10 coins per loot box, then you are now spending more than $15 maximum to get that item. Because then it stops being, I am gambling for a chance of getting this item, and it's, I am gambling for a chance of getting this item cheaper. Which I used to think was fine, and could be the way to do it. But I no longer believe that, because I no longer believe capitalism as a whole system, any company that runs under a capitalist structure, can ever be trusted to make that balance in the favor of the consumer. Yeah, the problem is, gambling is a problem. And like, there's an additional issue with this when this got ported to the West too. In the East, every gacha game legally has to put the drop rates available for people to see. That is a legal thing for them to do. They cannot manipulate drop rates. You have to state what the drop rate is. There's no such law for that in the West. So you'll see games that coming out of like China, Japan, and stuff like that, they will have visible drop rates on stuff if you know where to look. But any loot box stuff that comes out of the West, like Overwatch for example, or the original Overwatch anyway, yeah, you just couldn't get that data at all. It just wasn't there. And they were free to mess with the data as you're pulling to make you try and pull further, which is even scummier. Basically, if you're making a video game, let people just pay for it. At the most, if you really need it to have long-term support, have them pay a small subscription fee, like FF14 does. But don't put gambling in it, please. Even microtransactions are scummy. Just don't put gambling in your games. Oh yeah, we're dissing gacha games for sure. We've just gone through the history of how gacha games came across. Spoilers, it's capitalism. And now we're just saying don't do it. It sucks. Okay, I'm gonna continue this quest. Their motives are unclear, but if they are indeed the source of the rumor, it behooves us to act. Let us make for Event Square and seek out this false king. I'm still very sad and angry about Overwatch. It was genuinely enjoyable and I loved playing it, but as it went on it got so much worse with the loot boxes to the point it stopped being fun. It wasn't even that. They just deleted Overwatch. They deleted Overwatch and replaced it with Overwatch 2. And by all accounts, Overwatch 2 is not good. I have never seen a company tank its goodwill as quickly as Blizzard did with Overwatch. Genuinely. Everyone was like, this is great, we love Overwatch is great. Like, yeah, the loot boxes are a little scummy, but they're actually not too bad. Like, compared to what other people are doing, they're not too bad. We got when the theory is supposed to be a self-regulated market dictated by consumers to a corporate oligarchy. Basically, yeah. And that's just the end result of capitalism, is that you cannot avoid that in a capitalistic system. Because the whole definition of capitalism, yeah, we're going politics for a moment. The whole definition of capitalism is that power resides in capital. Thus, the rich funnel money towards themselves because they have the power to do so, and thus the rich get richer. That's literally what capitalism means. Capitalism actually has nothing to do with economics. You could have economics and money and financial systems without capitalism. You just can't have people's worth rated by that money. Money itself cannot be an end goal, because then people hoard it, and it cannot be used to buy things like governments and politicians and companies. You can't do that, because when you do that, you start putting power in the hands of capital, and if power gets in the hands of capital, that power is used to funnel more capital towards power, which generates more power in the capital, which generates more capital for power, and then we end up with the situation we have now, where the wealth gap is greater than it was in pre-revolution France. Commerce, trade are not evil. The point of where it comes solely about gaining and holding on to wealth becomes a problem. Yeah. But you have to also consider, like, if you're trying to dismantle that, you have to also consider why those incentives are there. Because it's not just as simple as saying we have to change the incentive, because, like, there are subtleties to that. Part of which is the ability to to buy companies and then make decisions about their practices. That funnel, that is a thing that encourages the gaining of wealth for its own sake. Because then you can directly buy power with that money. And thus with power you get money, and then with the money you get more power, and that's how you end up with multi-billionaires destroying the world. I'm going to stop talking about politics now, but let me just summarize this up with a rare swear from me. Fuck capitalism. ACAB, eat the rich, including Gobbet Mandeville. And, yeah. Trans rights, human rights, free Palestine, all of that nonsense. I say nonsense, but that's all true. No human is illegal. How actually did Gobbet Mandeville become rich? I don't remember. I think he inherited his wealth. Built this whole nonsense, and basically just ran the world's most successful casino. Like, at the very least, he does have decent hiring practices, and he does treat his employees with respect. Oh, thank you, I will untrim. He does treat— oh, pets! Kind of. The thing is, he does treat his employees with respect, and he does pay them a living wage. But that shouldn't be down to his generosity to do. And also, there is a scene at one point where he basically tells a bunch of displaced refugees to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And I have never forgiven him for that. I won't say what the context is for that, because I know we have at least one person in chat who has not got that far. But there is a scene when he does that. He's an incredibly talented artisan in and of himself. Also, the only other being on the planet as powerful as us. This does not mean we shouldn't eat him. Yes, exactly. There is the point that half his employees are walking around in bunny outfits too. That is true. That said, I think there is a side quest, or was a side quest in the in one of the previous Make It Rain events that suggested that is optional. That you don't have to do that. And besides, hold on. That's my bunny outfit. I don't have armory chest space. Never mind. I was gonna equip my bunny outfit. Why would you not want to equip a bunny outfit, is the real question. Why would you not want to walk around in a bunny outfit? Everyone looks good in a bunny outfit. Yes, I mean everyone. I would love to clean my inventory. I don't have a lot I can clean out of it, honestly. Everyone looks good in a bunny outfit, absolutely. Okay, I don't need this. Wait, no, I do need that. Never mind. What don't I need? I need that. I technically don't need that, but I want to keep it. I don't need this. This can get me sent. Personally not into it? Yeah, like there's a difference between like being personally into something and not and like them still looking good in it, right? What can I do here? What can I get rid of that I wouldn't mind missing? Probably this. I'm sad because this is one of my pieces of my first ever best in slot gear, but what can you do? Find the leggings. Right, yes. What is this? Dark Horse Champions I prefer to keep, but never tried it, but I do rock pink shirts. Pink shirts are good. I like pink shirts. Out of Travis. Okay, I'm gonna just do that. Then if I equip Bunny, I should be good. What do you mean insufficient armory chest space? Oh, I don't have the feats. I guess I do. What are the accessories? No, I got space there. Oh, it's my rings. Okay. I don't need an augmented crypt lurker. Why do I have augmented crypt lurker? Okay. What do you mean sufficient armory chest space? I went through everything! We need a second ring slot. I need to use that. What am I doing? I don't need an Anabasios ring of healing even. Okay, let's try this again. There we go! There we go. Who wouldn't want to wear a bunny outfit? I think I have that emote, actually. Hold on. I think I have that emote. Let's see. It's this one. Yeah! Regardless of whether I'm personally wanting to see it, I appreciate that everyone gets to wear it now, regardless of gender, rank, and race. Absolutely. Whether real racism lies as hats? Yeah. I really hope they do find some solution to that. I would not care if my VR ears stuck out. Yeah, like honestly, they could just like cut holes in the models and do that. Like it'd take a bit, but you could do that in maybe a couple of days. Give one person like a week to go through all the helmet models and hat models and just cut holes in them for the VR ears. Anyway, I am Bunny now. Apparently I have joined the Gold Saucer. I am now playing Gomez Adams' family-friendly casino? Yeah. Alright, I'm undercover. Let's go. I'm undercover. I'm going undercover. King Elmer III, what are the chances? We must duel! But of course, prepare yourself for a royal thrashing. Secret Agent Potato. Down, 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 down. Huzzah! I beat the king! 'Tis true what they say, you're weak as they come. Bested by one of my subjects! Oh, the shame! Adventurer, have you sighted the pretender? Yes, I went undercover. He never noticed a thing. There he is, our false king. Let us approach. Say, do you fine folks partake in the delights of Triple Triad? If you're in the mood for a round or two, King Elmer III should be glad to oblige. Ooh, what do I say here? I want a sass. Yeah, you have no talent. You're a talentless hack. My friend made an observation one time. Lollipops have a figure of a hellet bag of sugar. You're not wrong. I like to think of it as a potato sack. No need to be so scathing. I'm doing my very best, I'll have you know. Wait, you're a Gold Saucer attendant! Nurses, you're here to detain me, aren't you? No, I won't let you. I'm not ready to give up my crown. Wait, you charlatan! My disguise was useless. My disguise was worthless. You didn't even notice. Oh, dropped card. Recover a King Alma III card, safe and secure within a protective case. You'd better present your find to Ollie. Honestly, I think Lalafels are cute. We have no knees, and we have the figure of a potato sack. And that is okay. I will say though, I don't really see when there are people who say that Lalafell look like children, and I don't really see it. They look like pudgy dwarves, or like, yeah, they're like cute little potato halflings. They don't look anything like children. Please accept my vain apologies for... I don't know why I said vain apologies. I don't know. Please accept my apologies for dashing off like that. I'm afraid my efforts were in vain. I still lost sight of it. Oh, did you find something? Yes! They're what you'd call a moe blob! You're absolutely right! They are just like extrapolated moe blob. Stored within a transparent case, this triad card is emblazoned with an illustration of the card swear's most seasoned contender. King Alma the third card. These were commissioned as an exclusive gift for his most ardent fans. The Triple Triad enthusiast, King Alma III's unwavering dedication. The game inspires respect and devotion in equal measure. I'd be willing to bet our imposter is one such fan. With that in mind, I'd like to see the card returned to him. Though I feel simply flee should we approach it directly. We'll need to devise a plan. Critically within the game, they aren't treated or shown to be childlike. They are in most situations treated exactly the same as an adult or any other group. Yeah, exactly. Like, I want to point out the Lalafell in Limsa working in one of the bars. The missing member, who references that she may make that come true for her useless boyfriend, who is a Mikote, by the way. Yeah. See, this is a child. Also, Momodi exists, and you cannot tell me she has not slept with at least 30 people, because you would be wrong. Now then, don't fret. We'll make an announcement, and your mother will soon come and get you. Really? You promise? Absolutely. But we had something easier to find. Look, I'm gonna say it. To be fair, the Lalafells are more often than not shown shrewd, cunning, and kind of ruthless, more often than the average person. Yeah, a lot of the time. To be fair, though, that is you will mostly come across Dunes folk Lalafell in the storylines, and they tend to be the ones that are like that because they've been raised in Uldar for the most part. You do come across the occasional Plainsfolk, who tend to be a little more laid back. Like, I have said it before, but Dunesfolk Lalafell are basically gnomes, whereas Plainsfolk Lalafell are basically halflings. Hook-nosed Lalas, yeah. For the record, Tataru is a Dunesfolk. Kryl is a Plainsfolk. And I think that says a lot. Yeah, we could use the card as bait. Good gnome AF? Excellent. Of course! Well, now we found a lost card. If he's half the king out of the third fan I suspect he is, he'll soon come to collect it. Kryl is a bit of a special case, but that's fine. I mean, it's not too much, it's not really a spoiler that she was adopted by Sharlayans. Like, that's why her name doesn't match. So she hasn't exactly, like, lived among other Plainsfolk. But you've also got the head of the Botanist Guild, who is a Plainsfolk. Yeah, there's some like groups that you can play as, but sort of just don't appear much in the story. And part of that is down to the fact that when the game first launched, a lot of the races weren't available. Especially in 1.0. And the later areas they've added just kind of haven't had space for them because of the previously established lore. I'm sure we will get there eventually. I shall make arrangements right away. In the meantime, I'd ask that you wait by the main counter for the imposter to appear. There is a Dustfight in the Lancer Guild questline. That's it. That's all the Dustfights I've seen in the story. Yeah, Dustfights don't exist because Gridania is racist. That's why when I tell people when they're starting out the game, you can choose one of 3 starting cities: Pirate Town, Capitalism Town, or Racist Town. Oh, the wrong way. I wasn't paying attention. I started out in Racist Town in Gridania. Because I started as an archer. When it comes to games with like RPGs with character creation like this, Canny said I'd be like, some of my friends are Duskwights. Ooh, that's a deep cut. But yeah, what was I saying? Yes, I started out in Gridania as an archer because every time whenever I get presented with a character selection and I'm opted to pick a class for my character, I usually default to dexterity builds. Whether that is like usually some kind of like rogue or like knife wielder, sometimes a bow user. There is a very good possibility that if Rogue were an available class on character creation, I would be maining Ninja. There is a good chance of that. But it isn't available on character creation. You have to be level 10 to unlock Rogue. And so, when I started the game, I started as the only available dexterity class, Archer. And I have never changed since. I have main Bard ever since. I mean, I have played other classes, as you can see, quite extensively. But I always go back to Bard. You got to say the Rogue is a weird thought? Yeah, I wouldn't even have my iconic glam. Which, by the way, I have not changed this glam significantly since Stormblood. I changed the weapon in Shadowbringers and one ring. And then I changed the other ring in Endwalker. It would be like Spoil the Black Mage, yeah. But yeah, this glam would not be possible on Rogue. Because it uses a lot of aiming gear. You played Duskfight with into RP one with my friends, but look at Duskfight Lord is about none. There was Palace of the Dead, but that was breadcrumbs and breadcrumbs. Yeah, I'm sure they will get back to, like... I'm sure someone will pick up Duskfight lore at some point. Maybe when we visit Marasidia they'll have something. I don't know. Yeah, I have never seen anyone who in this game, on any server, on any data center I've been to, in all my 7 and a bit years of playing, who looks even remotely like this. I have such a unique glam, and I love it. Gambling! Welcome, enjoy. Yes, we're doing gambling. Or actually, we're doing an investigation. Why have you got a thing? Oh, there's a tournament open. I don't want to go into a tournament. I already had to do that for the Phoenix card. I don't care anymore. We're investigating an imposter. Unpaid HR, that's how it be. We're always unpaid for our tasks. That's what the Dark Knight questline's about. And I'm not even kidding. That's actually what the Dark Knight questline's about. What the Dark Knight questline's about. A King Holla III Triple Triad card was recovered in Event Square. We kindly ask the rightful owner to present themselves at the main counter. I like how it doesn't even reach the top of the desk to pan up and put me off screen. Praise Nightmare! I feel I'd lost you for good. Hmm? Hello! You have been caught. Half the event quest is just us being unpaid labour. It's half the quests. King Holla III! I thought I might offer Olivier assistance during my break. Little did I know I'd be chasing down an imposter. I could only presume this is him. You there! Having a novice masquerade as the king is a grave threat to the order of Triple Triad. If word spreads that I'm a feeble opponent, what thrill is there to be had in challenging me? Forgive me, that was never my intention. Why commit to such a guise in the first place? Look, I love Triple Triad, but I'm hopeless when it comes to playing. I thought that mimicking you would somehow make me stronger, give me a taste of victory. But one day, someone mistook me for the real king. I got carried away and started pretending I was you. Obviously that's no way to improve my game, but you have no game, my guy. Forget my kingly comportment. It's methods and tactics you must imitate. Only after rigorous analysis of your foe's stratagems will you grow stronger. I beat this dude every time I played against him and I hate and suck at Triple Triad. He is feeble, yeah. When I began my journey, I struggled immensely. But by studying my opponents, learning, leveraging their skills, I gradually improved, and thus developed my own identity as a player. Of course, it didn't come easy. Some opponents were difficult to mimic. Only after countless defeats did I carve the path to the throne. In a sense, the king is a composite of all those players I bested along the way. You're telling the concept of imitation is kind of an intrinsic part of the game. Indeed. To succeed in the world of Triple Triad, you must seek out worthy opponents. Commit their tactics to memory, and build up your repertoire. I look forward to the day you face me, not as some pale imitation, as a fully fledged player with your very own identity. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really weird way to describe learning strategy. It really is. Like, I get what he's saying, but he's not very good at explaining it. Just you wait. One day, I'll be ready to challenge the real King Elmer. Oh, and sorry again for all the trouble I've caused. At least it seems the rumors caused little damage. I'm inclined towards lenience. I hope that strikes you as agreeable, adventurer? Yeah. It's fine. I don't really care about anything else. Right, I believe that case is closed. I'm glad we were able to resolve this before any lasting harm was done. You have my gratitude. Maybe to get back to Khan Square. You drop by sometime. Wait, the goblin from Middleshire and the one row lady from that? They're hanging around? Let me go see. I completely forgot that they have cameos. These I don't think are cameos. Nope, these are just always here. What about you two? Maybe? I don't know. Oh yeah! They are the two from Middleshire! It's like, Midnight Frost or something? Midnight Dew or something like that? Morning Dew? I think that's her name? Gotta get away because I didn't even see what the goblin said. Bobby? Where we going? Big treasures and much jingly shine away in hells, yeah. Wait, these two are new too. These two are not only here. I think they're from Foundation. Okay, this background. You're normally got all the cameos? I think that's all the cameos. Actually, maybe there's more in here. Yeah, these two. Yeah, these two. Heckin'. Why are you here? Why are you here? What are you doing here? I've forgotten this guy's name, but he sucks. He's normally in Costa del Sol. Right? He's here without his dancers and just his bodyguard. Wait! Wait! There's another one down here! I don't know which one you are. But okay. Little buddy! Benoit, if you will. I do love me a good Benoit. Now, where are we going? Oh, you're over here. I believe we were able to nip this in the bud. By way of thanks, please accept this King Elmo III card. Okay. It's one of the very first we had printed. From those reserved by King Elmo III himself. A rarity among rarities, if you will. Anyhow, with the festivities still in full swing, I do hope you stay and unwind. After all this talk of Triple Triad, I imagine you're itching to put your acquisition to test in the card swap. Card number 9,999, huh? Okay. Well, let's see what that card does. Wow, it literally is 428, 9,999. He's only got 4-star? 9774, that's not great. Excuse me, begone, bot. There we go. That is the Make It Rain event. I may as well do my hack bots while I'm here. There's a strategy for the cactpot. No, I messed up. So the strategy for the mini cactpot, the scratch thing, is you make a Y shape, like this. And this will guarantee that if there is a 1, 2, 3, which gets you the most result, you will always find it. And you will always also find the 7, 8, 9, if it exists. If they don't exist, you might just get unlucky. See that? I did not get 1, 2, 3. It could have been a 1, 2, 3, and if it was, I would have found it. So here, I know there can't be a 1, 2, 3, because I got 3 here and 1 here. But if there is a 7, 8, 9, it is here. Wasn't a 7, 8, 9, sadly. But that's how you do the mini cactpot and get the best results every time. Wait, only 2 mil? Wait, did you manage to buy a house, or is it still just locked up in the thingy? Because I know you were trying. Oh right, like. Oh, MGP. Okay, I was gonna say 2 mil GP is not a lot. One day I might win this. I did actually run some numbers on this. You have to do this every week, but like, I think it's something like 45 years to get like an 80% chance of getting the jumbo cactpot at least once. You didn't freaking out if you got 2 mil GP? Yikes. What do I have right now actually? I have 1.1 mil. I'm still missing quite a few of the mount from Gold Saucer. At some point, I really should just stick around and grind it, but I don't want to. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna explain my difficulty with Ffxiv I've been having lately. It's a big reason why I haven't been playing very much. So, I have a strange relationship with Ffxiv. I have had an incredible time with this game over the years. It is genuinely one of my favorite games of all time. That is an adorable laugh, though. Okay, let me just go back to my house for the moment. So I've had an incredible time with this game, and I do love it. But something strange happened with Dawnframe. So usually I'm a very anxious person, right? I get anxiety for a lot of things very easily. And one of the things I tend to find hits me with anxiety quite a lot is new content being added to a game I like. And the reason for that is because fundamentally a lot of the ways that this happens is this causes necessary changes to how the game functions. Like, as a case in point, if I just quickly do this, this is my Archer hotbar. As you can see, there are 2 abilities that are grayed out and crossed out. These are Misery's End. Delivers an attack with a potency of 190. Can only be executed when the target's HP is below 20%. And Invigorate. Instantly restores 400 TP. Hello, welcome in. TP has not been in the game since Stormblood. Welcome in! It's good to see you. You had TP for a week. I had TP for a few months playing this game. But it used to be that a lot of your abilities cost TP, rather than MP. Bard used to have one ability that cost MP, and then a lot of others would cost TP. And you could do buffs and things to like recover TP and MP faster for your party and stuff like that. It was like a whole separate management thing. It was basically like physical MP. And that was in the game until Shadowbringers. The point being, obviously... Yeah, I used to carry around TP and MP regen. I think it was TP regen I used to carry around. Because it made things so much easier. But fundamentally, obviously, a lot of stuff had to change when they got rid of TP. Because a lot of classes were built around using TP. Now, Bard didn't change all that much. It changed it a little bit. We lost an ability called Foe's Requiem, which I really did like. That was an ability that drained MP, but made enemies nearby take more damage while it was active, which is kind of cool. And we got a few small changes elsewhere. The thing is, I get very anxious about a thing I enjoy being changed in ways I can't control. Because my brain is like, what if they change it and I don't enjoy it anymore? And that scares me. How are you doing since last year? I'm doing alright. I've had a bit of a rough few weeks, but I'm doing okay. It's been a little rough lately. So I've been taking it a little easy on the streams, and I haven't been doing them quite as long. They haven't been going quite as long as they have been. I've basically been going until I'm starting to feel like I'm flagging, and then I stop. Because I have not had the energy to go for long streams like I did a little bit ago. I think part of that is my living situation at the moment being very temporary. And so there's a lot of like additional stresses from that. And hopefully once things settle down, I'll be able to get back into the swing of stuff a little more. But yeah, as I was saying, like, I get very anxious whenever big changes are announced to the game because I'm worried that I am not gonna enjoy it after the changes drop. And this happens to me every time there is a new X-Pack drop to FF14. Every time. So I tend to, like, I do engage with the hype a little bit, but I tend to keep it minimal. Like, I get a rough idea of what's going on, watch the trailers, but I tend not to, like, do deep dives or anything into what we're gonna get. Because I get stressed out. And usually what happens after that is that the X-Pack comes out, some changes happen, I play through the story, I have a great time, and it's all good again. You're gonna go and have a great day and have fun? I will, thank you. I hope you have a great day too. I appreciate you stopping in. It's always good to see you. Yeah, so usually I have a fabulous time with the story and I'm thoroughly invested and feel amazing afterwards, and I'm just like, this is great. I'm well back into the game and ready to keep going with this. Dawn Trail was the first time ever playing this game, doing main story, where I got to a point where I just didn't care anymore. And that didn't happen in A Realm Reborn, it didn't happen in Stormblood, but in the second half of Dawn Trail, so much felt rushed and kind of slapped together that I just stopped caring. Because we both bounced off it really hard. Basically, the thing that got me was that I understand that the story is not meant to be our adventure. It is Wukmamat's adventure, and we are taking on kind of the mentor role. I understand that. But in the process of trying to do that, I'm trying to be relatively vague rather than specific, but in the process of trying to do that, they made my character not make decisions that were aligned with how they have acted in previous expansions. And I think that kind of took me out of things. Coupled with villain motivations not really making sense, the villains not really landing for me, I just didn't really care by the end of it. And I pushed my way through, but I kind of burned out from that. And having the anxiety of a new expansion changing things in a big way, and then not having the excitement of a new story to pull me back from that, kind of left me in a really unhealthy position, where I just kind of fell off the game. They bent over backwards to ignore certain possibilities and solutions that otherwise we would have had. It would have been better to come up with reasons that would work than ignore them. Yeah, to some degree I agree. And they have started to remedy that in some of the post-patch stuff, but it is a thing. But yeah, the thing is, I've had an unhealthy relationship with this game since probably before then. Because I started getting so into the game that I wanted to do everything. And so I started doing a lot of stuff, and that started stressing me out even more every time new content was added. Because I got this feeling of like falling behind, right? Like, oh no, I'm falling behind all this stuff. And that just gave me extra pressure to catch up with stuff. And after burning out on Dawn Trail, I just kind of didn't play very much for a bit. I played through the raid sequence, and I kept in my static group doing savage raids. But for a while I haven't really played outside that. And for a long while I wasn't doing that anything except streams and that for a few weeks now. A few months now. But the problem then comes in that feeling of wanting to do everything, because I still love this game. Wanting to do everything and feeling like I'm being left behind is still there, but now I'm not catching up to it, so it's just kind of getting worse. So I'm trying to find my way into a slightly healthier relationship with this game, which is why I'm not immediately jumping into Occult Crescent and new stuff. Like, I might because I'm interested in it, but there's a reason I'm not just jumping immediately into that. There is no reason to do everything. No, there isn't. But at the same time, there is stuff I do want to do. Like, I want to level my classes. I want to actually have gear that isn't holding my static back. Because that has actually become an issue now. But when it comes to it, I just need a healthier relationship with this game. And I'm genuinely not sure how to go about that. I know I've just kind of been running around in circles yapping. Yay, pets! But... okay, I'm gonna be a little real with folks today. Today I am gonna be a little real. I had to delay stream for an hour. And in part, that was because I did not get enough sleep last night and I slept in. And thus I was kind of rushed. But in another part, it was also down to the fact that because of the issues I just explained, FF14 is hard for me to pick up these days. And so I kinda had a bit of an anxiety attack this morning. And I just needed an extra hour to recover from that. Thank you for the pats. And I did also have to take some of my anxiety medication. And that is making me pretty sleepy. I'm not gonna call the stream just yet, but I am trying to decide what to do. It isn't gonna take too much focus, and it isn't gonna take too much reading. Because I don't think I can reliably read a quest line. I was thinking of maybe doing one of the crafting quest lines, but I don't think I can do that. I might just do a roulette or two. I'm gonna do a roulette or two. If anyone in the chat wishes to, they are welcome to join in. I may just go a little quiet and, like, not silent, but just a little softer. I can't... this has hit me in the last, like, 5-10 minutes. I can't project my voice right now, so I'm just gonna talk like this for probably the remainder of the stream. I'm sorry, everybody. If you wish to join in, please do just come and poke me, and I will invite you in. It happens with medications because sometimes they take a bit to hit. Yeah. And honestly, I'm not even sure it's actually the medication that's done it, because I mentioned it on Blue Sky earlier, but okay, I will invite you in. I mentioned on Blue Sky earlier, but anxiety attacks are just exhausting, just generally. And I tend to, especially once I come out of it, get hit with like a really heavy exhaustion wave. So I'm gonna do an expert roulette for the moment, if that's okay. We'll see how things go. Yeah, I've had a lot of people, when talking about anxiety attacks, conflate the idea with just being kind of nervous. That is not how they work. Say hello to my coffee. Anxiety attacks.
There are beasts ahead of you.
Are completely exhausting.
They must have gotten in and made themselves at home.
I don't remember how to play Dark Knight. I don't remember how to play Dark Knight. It's been a hot minute. Fortunately, Dark Knight is super easy to play. Oh, I can't go through that. Going to be a significantly lower energy than I expected. I apologize. I didn't expect it to be a super high energy stream, but it's going to be quite a low energy stream. But you are welcome to vibe with that.
There should be an access hatch nearby that leads inside. Look for an opening. Another Aloe Island in Dark Knight. I don't remember how to do that anymore. I just want to spend more time with my bestie Ffxiv, because I love Ffxiv. He's very good. I'm detecting something big. You'll have to deal with it to continue on.
Alright, damn. Good gun fairy. Yeah, more things should get fairy guns. My hot take. I know it's not exactly a hot take. Fairies should get guns. This This is my stumps. Yeah. I don't really remember this fight. I'm having trouble with some of it, especially if I'm not at 100% on my battles. Successfully bursted.
Good work. Now proceed to the access hatch and head inside.
Jill does have a good voice. I do really like that voice. It's very good. As an established gay, Jill has hot voice.
Construction was apparently a constant battle against the rising water level.
The red shade.
During the war, the people labored to maintain the
It
castle.
matches the shade of enemies.
It meant a lot to them.
I'll do it on.
It's upsetting to think that preservation's terminal is in this place.
I just remembered what the final boss of this dungeon is.
Hold on. Someone's got communication. Step along.
One of the most of this dungeon is very low. You'll see what I mean when we get there if you don't know what the final boss of this dungeon is. But it really is the wall of this dungeon. Go on.
So, you have come. Let us measure your strength.
No, it's not different. It looks very scary, but it's really not. Wow, I really tried to control that. Overlap with me, bud. It's not a stack. That's the spread mechanic. Oh no. Everything looks like a stack.
That was hardly a challenge, I see. You will show me more. I bid you press on.
You know, this guy that we hear in the background at this point, he sounds so much like Alvis from Xenoblade Chronicles, but I know it's not him, because he voices Amaric in this. He already in this. Wow, they didn't break my blackest eye. Rip. Next up. First time running this dungeon. I've never run this dungeon. Only once. first. Yeah, we're gonna start at the work. We're gonna save it for the boss. I don't dislike this dungeon. Alright. I think we're at the final
You
boss
are
now.
untroubled thus far, but I have
This one
something
is the
that
real
may test
wall of
you
this
yet.
dungeon. I remember that much. I remember this being the real wall of this dungeon. And yes, I am punning. It's a literal wall. Get it? Because we're fighting a wall.
This machine has long guarded these crumbling halls.
A monolith, one might say. But it certainly is not sunk.
How will you handle this?
Right, okay, no, I remember how this works. I remember how this works. Okay. I remember.
Let us introduce more weaponry. Let us see what this means. Perhaps a new approach to assess your adaptability.
This one I think is pretty easy. Oh no, they move, that's right. Here is thing. Don't like how often they have to be out of melee range.
Still alive. How unfortunate.
Stopping the spear. Again? Oh, it's just a
For you to die here, it would save me trouble later. I'm beginning to understand how you were able to defeat Queen Eternal. Healer did a decent job, and so did the bar.
I just remembered the healer is my friend, so that's good. My friend did a decent job. I was going to calm them, but then I remembered I couldn't do that. Look, I'm a little bit out of it today. Okay, but that does the important thing of giving me some of these tombstones, which I do need. Oh, I gotta change this from, like, to level cap dungeons rather than level 90 dungeons, and then high level dungeons. I guess so they don't have to keep renaming things. I guess I could do normal raids. I wouldn't feel too weird about that. I'm good to do some normal raids. I'm not really doing these for like any particular general like what's the term? Optimization? Just for funsies. Oh, this one is fun. I can solo this one. I've soloed this one as a warrior. It took me half an hour, but I did it. It's Eric Antonio, yeah! I don't know why he's slightly off. He just won't turn to face me. This guy is not particularly hard fun. Right, and that doesn't do the pushing, does it? Oh, it does. Huh. I keep forgetting the difference between normal and savage. Oh, really a problem. We're good. Now we get the pizza! Pizza mechanic! Pizza! That's the question. Do you like hot pizza or cold pizza? Eric Antonio apparently likes cold pizza today. Oh, don't change your mind. I like both. Cold pizza is my little thing. Looks like the Star Wars cast. It does, now that you mention it. does in fact look like the Star Wars, yeah. Whole pizza with hot sauce? That sounds really good, actually. I'd be so down for that. Oh, someone's Pokeballing! Oh no! Oh, someone forgot about the push. Also, welcome to J-Box. Actually, I don't think I said that. Pick for more. Oh, right. I was wondering why I wasn't getting all my cool abilities, and I remembered I'm only level 90 right now. I don't got my level 100, and I'm like, thank you for the glasses. I appreciate it. Wow, we only just see all the mechanics in this fight, huh? We only just see them all. I don't want any of that stuff, so I'm gonna quickly calm that Hila and then head out. Remember that fight took so much longer? Yeah. Look, you telling me about it? I soloed it. It took me half an hour. I got it in my Wondrous Tales, which I should actually go and pick up. Let me go pick up a Wondrous Tales. Go get my cat book. I got into Wondrous Tales, and I was like, I'm gonna just try and solo this. I mean, why not? It's very easy to solo it, actually. It just doesn't do very much damage, and you have no combat mechanics except for stacks. Admittedly, I wasn't level synced. I bet I could do it level synced, though. I think I could do it level synced. No, not you. Okay, what is on my Wondrous Tales? We have Alliance Raids. Endwalker. We have Delta Escape. Anaversios 9 to 12. M1 or 2. Bismarck. Sephiroth. Rathalos. Memoria Misera, which I need more people for. Golbez, okay. Crystalline Conflict. I don't want to do any of those. Yeah, with 200 tomes. Let's find out. Oh, you never did the Rathalos fight? It's actually quite fun. It's a fun fight. It's also very easy to solo, and one of the only, Rathalos Extreme is the only fight in the game. In fact, the only duty in the game which is reasonably viable and actually a sensible pick to solo as Bard. Literally the only fight in the entire game where that's viable. Rathalos Extreme, level synced, as Bard, is very doable. And the main reason that there is one specific reason that that particular fight is the only one where Bard is viable. In fact, it's two reasons. The first of which is that you get your own set of healing. So you don't have to rely on your own class abilities to heal. But there is an effect that happens in the second half of the fight where it will put stacks of burning on you. And those will slowly decrease your health, and it'll generally increase those stacks as time goes on. If you're playing as a healer, your damage is very low and your squishiness, and you can't use your heal from the second half of the fight anyway. So it's actually not optimal to go in as a healer or a Suna. But there is one other class in the game, other than Blue Mage doesn't count, that has an Asuna and is not a healer. And that's Bard with the Warden's Spear. And that is the only reason why Bard is even slightly useful in that one specific fight. I have not seen the new dies, no. Oh, no, I have seen the metallic pink. Yeah, okay, 375 for accessories. Okay. Oh. I apologize for the ad. Okay, I need to work out what I'm gonna do next. There are a few others. Sadly, the only reliable way to get Mr. Moon. Let's see. Oh, I did hear a thing, actually. There's new emotes from the new stuff today. New emotes, but apparently, they're not too expensive on the market board, so I'm gonna go take a look. There's a thing over there. Market board! Where you at? Let me see. I need to go to registerable miscellany. There it is. Okay, how much is this going for these days? 7.4 mil. You gave me one of them? Oh no, not from the moon. They're from the new stuff that was added yesterday. Oh, it's 6 mil? That was not what I heard. But this is one I don't have. I'm willing to spend 200k on an emote to let me rage. Oh, I bought 2 of these. Oh no, I didn't. Oh no, yes I did. Okay, I guess I'll sell the other one then. I'm guessing that does come from the moon. And that's overreact. Oh, I see. That's an animation they've used in it's an animation they've used in Mandeville a few times. I'm very, very angry. I'm very angry. Okay, let me go sell this this other book. Oh, my inventory is getting very full. I should sort that out. Clean an inventory and organize my inventory over my dead body. I see. I've been punished. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That one's on me. Hey, my other fishing retains level 48 finally. Okay, now to go through and handle that stuff into my retainers. then I guess we'll sell this. So they're going for 200k, okay. That'll do. Let's see. Somebody's gotta have something in my that I have in my inventory. You do, okay. Pretty sure that's with no area. Okay, sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Honestly, how decent though, isn't it? Decent. What are you gifting me? Metallic pink? Okay. Thank you, I appreciate it. I have 69 gil in exchange. Where the black stars go? Alright, okay. Now I have a problem. My die retain is full. So I gotta find 3 slots for my die retainer. Oh wait, no, 2 slots. I already have some of the metallic green. I guess I'll take these. Who else has space? Nobody! Excellent. I am struggle maxing with my inventory hoarding. I need to get rid of some of the easier to obtain materials. Yeah, I could throw away some easy to get mats at some point. I probably should. You know what? I might run leveling on a class that I'm leveling. Oh, what classes am I leveling? You know what? I feel like going machinist. If you are willing to come along with me leveling machinist, please feel free. Gun. I won't get tomes for that, but I can at least level machinist a little. And I appreciate you helping me through the queue. Now I have to remember how to play gun. Flamethrower! That's how you do it. Easy, shoot gun? True, you got a point. Shoot gun, turn gun into drill, shoot gun again. Oh, it's this one. This was my least... So, hold on. I know this might be sacrilegious to say, but this is my least favorite dungeon in Shadowbringers. Despite the theming. I know, right? I think it was just it mechanically didn't gel with me very well. I am not remembering how to do gun. Like, stuff is dying, but I am not remembering how to do this. Oh, my game volume's a lot higher than mine? This is easily fixable. How about now? How about now? I redid a lot of my sound stuff. I redid a lot of my sound stuff, so I'm not too surprised that the volumes are a little bit off. It's better? Awesome. Thank you for letting me know, because I can't tell how it sounds on your end. So, unless somebody tells me there's a problem, I'm not gonna know about it. So I appreciate it. Dang it. Dang it! Why did I not see that? Why am I struggling to see those? Oh, I need to reassemble that. I would apologize. Come on. Get out of that. There we go. This guy is dead. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love the theming of this dungeon. It's very, very cool. Because this is basically just like a jaunt through the Feywild. And I am very here for that. It's just mechanically I didn't really like it. Just the 3 left. Yep. Catwife still best at the final boss? Yeah, I love that. She just walks across at full speed, it's so good. this dungeon was actually hard. This dungeon was actually hard at one point. I'm becoming embiggened. I have become embiggened! I am large now. Back in the swing of gun, I think. I remember going through Stormblood for the first time. And at one point there was a solo duty I was really struggling with. And I remember going back through and having problems because I just kept dying. And so I got a recommendation to melt some vitality materia to help me out, and it genuinely did. But vitality materia doesn't exist anymore, and I find that funny. Well, that was quick. I tend to not pay too much attention to bosses' health, because I have so many other things to pay attention to, that knowing how close the boss is to death doesn't really matter to me. Vitality materia sounds fake, like belts? Yeah. Belts are fake, they're not real. Belts are not a real thing. Anyone tells you they've worn a belt, they're lying. There's no such thing as belts. You missed the main stat materia? You kind of do too, honestly. It was a neat idea. Belts, whatever, yeah. I finally actually understand what flamethrower is for. Like, how to actually use it. It's once you have nothing else to do in an AoE pull, flamethrowers are actually decent. When all you're doing is just spamming spread shot because you're out of abilities, you can use when you use flamethrower. Yeah, exactly. You throw it in when you use up all your other stuff. That's exactly it. Unfortunately, you almost never get to that point because she just has a lot of stuff. You forget if it's still a gain on 2? I think it's a gain on 3 if I remember right. I think. I may be wrong on that, but I think it is a gain on 3. Still pretty decent damage though. Genuinely. Like, it's not more than the rest of your abilities, but it's enough to kind of like improve your padding a little bit. Whoops. Didn't mean to greed on that, but the fight started, it's all good. Not look at you. Oh heck, I forgot about the toading. I forgot about the toading! I am Frosh. Look at me hop. I just realized I think I could cheese this as Machinist. If I had summoned my auto turret just half a second earlier, in the spot where he's about to do the stuff, would that have worked? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to try that sometime. No, I don't want to be stunning that. Find him. At least out of his frontal cone. Hey! We beat him. I do not want this. Well, that was fun. It's been a while since I've done that dungeon. I think to get a healthier relationship with this game, I have to kind of like let myself dive into the stuff that made me love it in the first place. And stuff like that. I enjoy that. You forgot how hard like those last couple of pulls hit? Yeah, they get pretty tough. I've actually been tempted to try and go through the story on another character. Not the whole thing, up to Endwalker. I've been tempted to go through the whole story up to Endwalker on another character. Just to kind of make myself understand why I love this game. Because I have been having a rough relationship with it lately. Yeah, it could be fun. I think if I were going to do that though, I would probably just recreate Yatsusu on another server. Maybe on Crystal, because that's where my static is. When you find small goals you can take your time with, it'll start to feel like a better experience. Yeah. I think the problem is that I get very fixated on being up to date with stuff. Like, it genuinely bothers me that I'm not at level 100 on everything. And that never used to bother me. Like, I didn't even bother leveling, even playing an alternative class until Shadowbringers was almost here. I mean, it did help me learn how the game works better, but I just didn't even bother trying. And then once Shadowbringers hit, I did start to level everything, and I started to enjoy other classes. But it was only really because I wanted to do it, not because I wanted to have everything max level. Like, getting everything to max level is not a difficult task, it's just a grindy one. Worry that it was partially because of you and the fact that it was a thing you talked about doing a lot? I don't think it was, because I started leveling alt classes before you started playing. I just didn't get very far. And I can prove that, actually. I can prove that. Oh, hold on. Never mind, I can't prove that, I don't think. Yeah, I don't have a sword I can use. No, hang on, that one works. What if I just... There we go. And you know what I can prove it with? I still have flash on my hotbar. Shield swipe. What was convalescence? Huh. Anticipation increases parry rate? The hecky? You're gonna have to go soon to cook dinner? I kind of miss Flash and kind of don't. It was cool. It was a cool idea, but it's so weird. Like, I like the idea. It was so poorly implemented. Alright, you're gonna have to go soon to cook dinner, that's okay. Honestly, I probably won't go for too much longer. I am already kind of flagging a little. It had the issue of not being a hit, so it didn't generate additional aggro. Yeah, like it did increase aggro on hit, but yeah. Honestly, I'm thinking of wrapping up. I know it's been a short one, but like I said, I've had a rough relationship with this game lately, and I kind of need to... Oh, hey, a friendo. It's Dolla. Dolla turned up. I wasn't expecting to see Dolla, but I guess it's new content day, so I'm not surprised she's on. Alright though, as I was saying, I think I might wrap up here because like I am already starting to flag a little. And it's been a rough day, and I kind of have been having a difficult relationship with this game lately. So I need to kind of keep it chill, I think. So I'm gonna switch to my chatting screen for a bit. I have had fun. I need to just quickly say hi to Dolla. Okay. Thank you for joining me today, everyone. I have had a good time. I have had a difficult relationship with this game lately, but I am wanting to go back into it intensely. And I am taking it a step at a time. I'm gonna find someone to raid, and then I'm gonna go and chill for a bit, because I am very tired. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Which good friendos are online? What good friendos are online? Why is my face itching? There's a lot of people playing FF14, but they're all people I'm scared to to raid into. I'm gonna raid into Blanky. Blanky's playing FF14. We haven't raided Blanky in a while. So go say hi to Blanky. No raid message today. It looks like they're doing new stuffs. So I will see y'all in a little bit. Thank you for joining me today, everybody. I have had a good time. I'm very warm and I'm very tired, and I will go see you all tomorrow for some art stuff. And I do actually have decided on what I'm gonna draw. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.